My name is Ross Gumbley. I'm the Artistic Director of the Court Theatre and the writer and director of Ropable. Ropable is an adaptation and play which is based on Patrick Hamilton's play Rope. We've moved a long way away from Rope. Ropable is now very much its own play and only has a passing resemblance. But what they both resemble is there are protagonists in each play that want to pull off the perfect murder. This is the first time I've ever moved into crime fiction, and my hat goes off to those great writers for film and literature that can actually create a plot which is airtight and also has the amount of twists that we expect plots to have these days. It was a huge job to plan this perfect murder, to make sure we were trying to leave no clues that somebody could pull a murder off and get away with it. I think we've done that. That's the first act of Ropable. We see the perfect murder executed, no pun intended. The second act is about that perfect murder unraveling. You have to leave enough strands, you have to test your protagonist, you have to throw enough obstacles in their way that eventually they make a mistake. It took us over a year to actually plot this play. Before we started writing this play, Alison Horsley and I plotted out the entire murder and how the murder would unravel. That took us 12 months, and then the writing process after that was just about applying the characters that we have to that process. It's a real privilege to be able to direct Ropable, as being one of the co-writers, because you realise that with a brand new play, of course, whenever you direct a new play, you can't really get on the internet and research it because the thing doesn't exist. The play will only exist when it actually goes in front of an audience. And so to have written Ropable means that technically I know more about this play than anybody else in the world. I say technically because there's still so much I didn't know. And the beautiful thing of directing a play that you have written is to see what the cast brings to that play. They take your words and they make them better. At least that's what you hope. And it's certainly the case in Ropable, because we have assembled one of the best casts you could ever imagine. These are 5 of the best actors in the country who have made these characters their own, and they've revealed in the play things that I didn't know were there. I think the great thing of putting in so much work beforehand is that this is as complete a script as I can imagine for its opening season. And often it takes a number of productions to get a play right, but this story really seems to be working. And one of the problems we've had in the rehearsal room is that the actors get into these scenes and situations and they break each other up laughing. They crack up laughing and the rehearsals grind to a halt. Now that's, you might think that that's deeply unprofessional, but as a writer I think it's deeply encouraging, because if we don't feel that this play has a humour in it, has a life in it that we find funny, what chance is there for an audience to? So that's one of the delights of being able to direct and write the same play. I think one of the great things about Ropable, and the fact that we're playing it here to a Christchurch audience, is that it is very much influenced by the films of Alfred Hitchcock, and there are references all the way to. Now, it doesn't matter if you've never seen a Hitchcock film, the play will work for you. But if you do know those Hitchcock movies, you'll see the nods and winks that we put in. And of course, it puts it very much into a crime fiction genre. I think that could be rather dull if that's all we were presenting. So what we do is we have created these gorgeous Kiwi characters that find themselves in crime fiction. So one of the problems for the protagonist in Ropable is that her Auntie Prue from Geraldine turns up and sort of unwittingly makes the whole thing fall apart. I think, and I hope, that will be the joy for our audience, of being able to see ourselves and eccentric people we know turning up in genre fiction.